Scorpio, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. You know, Scorpio, as we walk through life, pressure builds. And sometimes something that we really, really adored or had high expectations for can start to wane. It's almost like we become desensitized to it when there has been excessive amounts of suffering involved. And right now we're going through a time of healing. It's just really interesting how uncomfortable I'm feeling right now. Channeling a feeling of extreme discomfort in healing, in being new at something, or in a new territory, which is exactly where you're supposed to be. Some of us deal with change better than others. Fixed signs do not tend to deal with change well because that's not their role in life. Their role in life is to maintain. So you hold on to these deep emotions and expect the same kind of sensation to always come from them. But there's not that same sensation. And instead of becoming disappointed with yourself, understand that there's not the same sensation because you're not the same person. You have in every way changed. Your cells have transferred into other cells. Your spirit has exalted, grown, enlightened. You don't see the world or think of the world in the same way. And yet there is a sense of shame that the feelings are starting to wane. Now, maybe for some of you, the feelings are starting to wane out of a sense of self-defense. As in, if this isn't going to be forever, or this is going to keep disappointing me, to prevent a sense of suffering, right? But that's not something for us to predict right now. This is a time for faith, as scary as it is. As much as it doesn't really make sense, you have a hard time letting go. And to avoid that suffering, there is that sense of just maybe I'll go numb and I won't feel anything. This also could be something that you're experiencing from the outside because somebody is acting that way. You know, that sense of pull away before I get hurt, or before I suffer, so I don't suffer, I'm just going to find a way to numb myself, which also means skipping the moment. And there's a tremendous amount of anxiety that's building because of this perception of that energy around you. We're starting off with the birds, which could also be just people talking, chattering happening, but it's also anxiety building around something that as a child there was such high hopes about. You know, there was such a sense of possibility and promise, innocence and dawning, right? But then there's just this sense of, okay, but I don't know if I'm ready for it, or I don't know if I'm deserving of it. Maybe I'm too inexperienced, or maybe this person is too inexperienced. Doubts start to creep in, and then we have our desires are starting to wane, and maybe we start to look outside for different kinds of things that can make up for those sensations. You know, even pain in some ways can be a distraction from uncertainty, which is really frightening. So I once read somewhere that Scorpio relies on control. And when they feel like they've lost it, they are literally psychologically scarred because they have to always feel in control of their emotional circumstance. And it's too much of an ambiguous time, because change has ambiguity, and you can't get around it. And so what we're going to do right now is just band together and show affirmations of strength toward each other, because right now it's so important to know that you are not alone. Other people are feeling this too. And as much as it hurts or threatens your ability to be happy, there actually is, on the outside of this fog, a lot of amazing, beautiful things still happening. The problem is the fog that's clear, that's clouding people's judgments. Letting go, learn to let go. This usually speaks of saying something. Learn to let go of what? Of needing to say something, or of control, needing to let go of the past. I think it's needing to let go of the pain. There was such suffering. Somebody, whether it's you or them, needs to let go of intense suffering. Now, this does not come easy, and we all know this, right? And I think especially you, if this is something that you're dealing with, there's an overwhelming sense of understanding the pain. The problem with that is maybe it's too much. Maybe you're too understanding, and in being so, they're not motivated to face or understand the conflict within them, which needs to be resolved. We have Angel Raphael, Archangel Raphael, provider of healing for the mind, body, and spirit. And so that's confirmation right there. We're talking about a healing process, not just for our physiology. And then children, know that your children are protected. A fear is rising. And listen, children came up here, right? Scared for your children, not for their personal safety, but I think just scared for their future, worried about their future, or afraid of something that had a childlike innocence that's slipping away, worried, some sort of anxiety that's building right now. And then we have gratitude. Be grateful for all you have. A reminder that, just like I said, there actually is so much beautiful, wonderful stuff happening. And sometimes we can pay too much attention to the inconsistencies or the stuff that's worrying us, and that fuels the anxiety even more. So what can solve the anxiety? Gratitude. Say 3 things that you're grateful for right now. I also think that there is somebody who is extremely grateful for the loving and the healing that you've provided for them and what you've provided for their lives. I'm feeling that big time. Let's get into more. Guys, if you like this reading so far, please do like and then share this video on your social media platforms. Also, subscribe to the channel below. And remember to click that bell and hit all notifications. I upload Scorpio along with Libra and Sagittarius every single Tuesday before 6 a.m. Los Angeles time. Okay. Children, more children, and mountain, challenges or struggles. You know what? This challenges and struggles that your children have faced, challenges and struggles from childhood, or challenges and struggles surrounding children. You know that you have a tough time ahead, or you're willing to face it head on. I don't think that this energy has interrupted your courage. I don't. Let's see. Let's a little bit more, please, for Scorpio. You could also be in a situation where you are trying to not worry so much about your children and let them grow. Because in a lot of ways, they may have been a tether for you, something that held you down. And now that you don't have to worry about them, you're scared shit of what that means for your life. Like, now I have to think of me, and that's scary, but it's something that a lot of empty nesters go through and experience. It's almost like that transitional period is happening to you, where things that used to worry you, that you used to put a lot of energy to, that used to use up a lot of energy because you were solving those problems, they're gone. And maybe for a good reason. Either way, now what do I do with myself? I feel lost. I'm Scorpio, I'm so sorry. I wish I could give you a huge hug. I feel lost. I am bonded. You want somebody so bad. There's a feeling of desire that's so deep, or connection that's so deep and so true. And yet there's a disconnect. There's a distancing, and it's causing you a great deal of suffering. That's what's happening. Now, you guys know, thank you so much for your constant support. You literally have helped the channel exist. So thank you so much, Scorpio. So, but you guys know, because we talk all the time, that hold on, I lost my train of thought. That I'm always talking about, I'm trying to get it back. I feel lost. I am bonded. I hate when I lose my train of thought. I apologize so much. That's just, it really sucks. I don't know. It'll come back to me when it comes back to me. I feel lost. I am bonded. This is an energy that you haven't quite settled into. Just how connected or how deeply connected you've become to somebody. And how much you depended on them for emotional stability, psychological stability, and the right that you have to feel your pain. This is it. This is like, it's suddenly starting to dawn on you. Oh, I tell you all the time that it doesn't have to be, this is a general reading, so it doesn't have to be, this is not a romance reading. You get your romance reading over in the extended. That link is always below. That's 2 videos in one. The extended message for this reading, as well as the full romance reading. But I tell you all the time, over here, this could be your child, this could be your lover, this could be your parent. Whatever it is, this is a person who you're starting to realize just how much you love them, just how much you really relied on them and needed their happiness, needed their presence in your life. It's interesting how when somebody starts to pull away, or there's space that starts to happen, even if it's just for like physical space, like it starts to feel like, it's like sometimes we can't imagine it until we're in it, right? Like you don't really know how it's going to feel. And right now, Scorpio, the feelings are intensifying, maybe to the point of tears, because you're realizing just how much somebody means to you and how lost you'd feel without them. And so that could be while we're starting to create space and try to pretend like, oh, it doesn't matter. It does matter. And my advice is honor your feelings. It's stronger and more courageous to cry your eyes out and beg someone to stay than it is to dishonor yourself by pretending those emotions don't exist, and then really create almost like a psychological, it's like a psychosis in your own brain, trying to convince yourself that what's really happening isn't happening. That's where we get to really, really be unhealthy. Emotional loss is here. And then solitude is here. And then new beginnings is here. So it's almost like, being that these are all upside down, you don't want to start over. You don't want a new beginning. Or this is somebody in your life. This is the vibration of the energy of somebody that doesn't want to start over. Somebody doesn't want a new beginning, but somebody feels that they have to have one, or that they know that it's coming, so they have to rush and catch up. And maybe you just feel too rushed, which makes Mercury retrograde your best friend, because it's trying to slow everything down. Let it slow down. Take this next month filled with moments for you to enjoy, indulge, and just love your ass off, right? You don't have to start your new beginning now. That's not what you're supposed to do, actually. You're supposed to just be prepping and letting the emotions run and accessing all of those things that maybe you didn't know or didn't expect or didn't know that you would feel. This is the time, because Literally everything is slowing down so that you can go through this. The universe really is on your side. Memories of love. Wow. You know, and this could be bittersweet. Just feeling and remembering all those love and that those memories of love will give you strength. They're as much as you think they're just going to hurt you, they're actually the things that are going to empower you. And it's fear that's coming in and saying you can't feel it, you shouldn't feel it, get away from this, convince yourself you're happy. That's the devil. That's fear talking in your brain instead of saying I'm not afraid to feel. Okay, that's strength. Right? Going back and crying my eyes out and having those happy memories and realizing just how much somebody matters to me, that's real. Okay? And I honor myself by allowing myself, and I strengthen myself by allowing those memories. This is a very retrospective time. It's Mercury retrograde. Now, things also like messages, information. This keeps pausing. Information, messages might be coming up right now, Scorpio. Expect this. This is in the past. A personal issue reaches resolution, but it's in the past and it's in reverse. So this could be concerning a Cancerian in your life or just fourth house energy. This is something that is unresolved and stands to be still unresolved from the past. Could go all the way back to your childhood, where you could have learned that it was not okay to feel, that it was not okay to let your emotions out, that it wasn't okay to get that attached to somebody. That's a bunch of bullshit. You absolutely have a right to be attached and to be loved and to love. So just dare to be yourself out loud. You know, especially if you grew up in a household where love was kept from you and that horrible toxic karma repeated, right? Now, the way to end that, the way to combat it and look it in the eye is through yourself, is through your own emotions, by owning them and looking them in the eye and not disregarding them and not severing from them, or helping and encouraging and being supportive of somebody who is going through this. Wow. I know it keeps pausing and irritating the living daylights out of me. All right, Scorpio. Say no pops out. And what this means to me immediately is say no to the bullshit that you learned in the past. Say no to this concept or idea that I don't have a right to feel. You have a right to feel. God damn it, feel. Like let yourself feel out loud. Let them know you care. Let them know you love them. Let them see you cry. Let them see you break down. And then let them see how strong it is to be able to do those things. Okay? Keep dancing. There is this sense of it's almost like I wanting to withdraw, I want to reject so that I don't get hurt. And yet at the same time, what you really want right now is to just enjoy this moment and be in this moment, be in this present tense. Detox is coming up in reverse, which is a little frightening because it means that you might be, or they might be using different medications to help to handle this period in their life, which is just really disassociating and numbing themselves. And then it's not an emergency. It is an emergency. This is in reverse. It's absolutely in an emergency. It's absolutely an emergency. And what they're doing is very toxic. It doesn't have to be drugs and alcohol. It could be drugs and alcohol. But understand that just suppressing your emotions and trying to pretend like they don't exist, or telling yourself, you know, that bad talk in your head that, oh, you're suck it up, or whatever. That's toxic. That's so toxic. And so you need to pay attention to this right now. Hold on. More cards. Scorpio, I go live every single Monday through Friday over on Instagram. So please join me. born_without_boundaries. Your friends have got your back. And in some ways, it could very well be that you're creating a home out of friends. Sometimes we don't have a family, or our family doesn't teach us what it needs. And so we have to build up and create friendships that do. And this is your extended family. Building a home from friends that you can rely on. This is a blessing and a safe place. It's like with your friends, you're safe to unwind, relax, and let go and be okay with yourself. Like, yeah, finding that safe place. It's also about, for some of you, you could be worried about the friends that somebody is starting to associate with, for some of you. But for most of you, since these two cards are upright, it's implying that your friends have got your back and they're like your family. And then we have prosperity and freedom, abundance. Now, this is finances. And underlying this all, I kept getting the feeling of being scared. Being scared, a big part of this fear being financial duress or stress. And it's sad, and it's Mercury retrograde, and it's just a bunch of, listen, it's Mercury doesn't rule money, no. But it's a bunch of craziness and chaoticness, okay? So understand that you do right now have a stabilizing force or presence that's coming in your finances, especially just 3D resources, okay? And then you have flame of inspiration. There's something that died out in the past, probably because resources dwindled, or just resources in terms of support dwindled. There is this sense of getting it back, it coming back, because now the resources are back. So allowing it to come back into your life, because right now, Scorpio, you need an outlet. You need an outlet for this fear. You need an outlet of expression. You need an outlet of freedom. Take it and give yourself that outlet. It could also be that you are desiring freedom right now, that there's a part of you that feels stifled and repressed, which could be making you feel guilty, or that could be what they're feeling. Hold on. Scorpio. Let's see. Loyal heart. Oh my God. You guys, what is going on? You're breaking my heart. Loyal heart. You have a loyal heart. I'm pretty sure this is you. But this also is a sense of being really connected and getting very deep with somebody. Feeling a deep spiritual connection with somebody, but then feeling like they're abandoning you and leaving you by yourself, orphaned. Like I said, this could be in many different scenarios. The absence of a child, somebody going away really for work, not because they chose to. Whatever it is, there's somebody that you're almost connecting to even deeper now because you don't want to let them go. But you also don't want to say it out loud, which is hurting you more than it's helping you. But really deep inside, you feel completely orphaned because your heart only wants them. It's interesting, and it could be a very beautiful thing to realize that absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? It could be, but at the same time, I think right now there's this hard shell. It could be Cancerian energy, but in reverse, that sense of creating a hard shell to pretend you're something you're not, right? To pretend like I don't have these feelings, I want to protect myself. But what you're really protecting yourself from is the love, is feeling, is experiencing. That's really all you're keeping out, because what you're doing is missing out, or they're missing out on opportunities that are with you right now, these current opportunities. Dolomite, stay strong in your faith. A positive outcome is dependent on you keeping a positive mindset, which is going to help a lot more. I know you think, but you just said let myself cry. Yeah. Tears are healing. They're a part of a positive mindset. They're honoring your emotions. Value your self-worth. You are God's precious gem. Love yourself enough to honor your emotions. Dare to love yourself enough to not do that stupid talk of I'm amazing, I'm wonderful. Well, what do I feel right now? I feel lost. I feel weak. I feel vulnerable. I'm sad as fuck. Let yourself bawl. Let yourself cry. Let yourself eat the gallon of Haagen-Dazs. But of course, that could also be the detox. I'm just saying. Busy times and multitasking. Listen to this very carefully. This is very important. Take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being busy. Why are you or they really busy? What's really going on? Avoidance. Okay, and then you have fluorite. Natural beauty and authenticity. Be yourself as God made you naturally attractive and lovable inside and out. Even those parts of you that you think are weak and ugly. You know, those redheaded stepchild emotions that we all try to we're ashamed of. Don't be ashamed of any of them. Okay, your beauty is your whole self, not just the easy to digest parts. All right, Scorpio, let's get into your animal totems, which will help guide you, help you understand how the natural world is being used by the universe to talk to you. That's what your animal totems do. They talk to you. They communicate these specific messages that I'm about to tell you, but they also communicate, hey, look around. When you see this animal totem, become very aware of everything that's happening in the vicinity. What's going on in your peripheral vision, like what's on the radio, what signs you see, do you see a stop sign? Hint, hint, you know what I'm saying? Like, become very aware. So we have 3 cards that came out. Time to collaborate. So it's time to connect with people. It's time to allow yourself to be vulnerable. It's time to say, I can't do this all, right? I want your help. It's time. You may consider it vulnerable, but it is vulnerable. It's being vulnerable is not the same as being weak, right? This is about connection and collaboration and knowing you deserve it, to not have to suffer in silence. Slow and steady wins the race. Long-term commitment, a long-term collaboration, being patient with somebody, a secure connection, and then we have take time out. Somebody's asked you to go on a break or to take a break, or maybe you're feeling like I need to take a break because the emotions are too intense. Something's going on like that. Take time out, which is fucking heartbreaking right now. Let's get to your angel messages before we go to tarot, okay? Oh, God, this is running so long. I'm so sorry, you guys. You know what? We'll do the angel messages. We'll do the angel messages over in the extended. I hope to see you guys there. I love you so much. I'll see you in the extended.